This is the most important point I'm going to make, so listen closely. Here, in our new and improved print tasks, we're actually mixing a couple of concerns. We're mixing business logic with side effects. This is the biggest problem, or at least the most common problem that I see all the time when I'm reviewing code. And if we can fix this, we'll really improve our code and make it much more testable. So let's talk about a little bit about the side effects right here. Specifically, what I mean is that document right here, this object is not an input into the function. It's a global object. And we're also here dealing with list, which is also not something that has been passed into the function as an input. So anytime a function touches something outside of itself, something that it hasn't been given, that's a side effect. And that's a whole separate thing you have to test for aside from just the business logic. Now, in a perfect world, this wouldn't happen at all. There would be no side effects. Every function would just be a neat little machine that would take input information and return output information, and it wouldn't touch a bunch of other sort of random things in the app or in the system. We can't do that, but what we can do is to separate the business logic, the data transformations, from the side effects right here. And then what we can do is call those two functions separately. So here I'm calling get list items. That's just the business logic, and it returns those list items. And then I'm passing that return data to print task, which just has the job of outputting it to the DOM. These are not fun to test. When you test side effect functions, you generally have to write mocks or doubles, or you have to fake things like document. You certainly don't want to use the actual document because all sorts of things can change that. So you're going to have some indeterminacy in your test. You want to be absolutely sure in your test what document is, so you can be sure that if it's a problem, it's actually caused by the function that you're testing. So that does mean you have to do some sort of mocking or doubling or something like that. We really want to keep these to a minimum. It's so much easier to test functions that just take in data and return data. So when I have a side effect function that is more than a couple lines long, I think of that as a code smell. Again, there are reasons why you may have to do it, but I at least pause and look at it and see, why is it that long? Do I have any business logic mixed in with the side effects? And when that happens, I separate it out so that I have these really easy to test units, business logic, and side effects.